I'm Jason Hassert, the creator and voice of Big Tractor Power, and I'm really excited that Big Tractor Power YouTube has grown to 100,000 tractor fans worldwide, and I really appreciate everyone watching all the videos that I make. I wanted to share my favorite tractor, the International 4786. This big tractor is a 1981 model. It was built from 1979 through 1981 in Fargo, North Dakota by Steiger. This tractor is unique because it has a 798 cubic inch V8 International Harvester engine. We're going to spend some time out in the field disking up some ground here in western Kentucky where I live, preparing the field to be planted into winter wheat for next season. For many years I've been collecting sales brochures, and I wanted to share the sales brochure on the 1981 model. These red top black stripe Internationals really stood out at that time period in the 1980s, and I'm really excited to share this tractor with you, some farming, and I look forward to many more episodes from Big Tractor Power YouTube. And I especially want to thank all the farms that I visit here in Kentucky and around the United States for them sharing their farm equipment and their farming operations so that I can share them with you on YouTube. I've been collecting farm tractor literature, toy tractors, since I was about 2 years old back in the late 1970s. And again, this is my favorite tractor, and this actually is my tractor. I just purchased it in the summer of 2018, and this is the first time I've been able to get it out in the field. A lot of people ask if I'm a farmer. I am not. I just grew up liking tractors. I started liking tractors because I learned my colors driving to town when I was little. There were 7 dairy farms between our house and town, and each one was a different brand: Ford, Allis-Chalmers, Case, Oliver, John Deere, International Harvester. So I learned all those colors and have just been fascinated by tractors ever since. So I think what we'll do now is climb up in the 4786 and head out and turn over some corn ground. You've been able to hear and see what it's like to be up in the cab and operate the International 4786, and I'd like to take a few moments just to talk about some of the features of operating this machine and the controls while we're in the cab. This tractor was referred to as the Kingpin in the IH lineup of tractors in the late 70s and early 80s. It in fact is the largest machine the company ever offered, and so it has pretty luxurious features for that time period, and we'll talk about those controls now. International marketed the 4786's cab as a step up into luxury, and it offers a deluxe contour ride seat. It allows the operator to pick their own climate with air conditioning and heating, as well as a lively entertainment center in IH marketing terms, with an AM/FM multiplex stereo with a cassette player, electronic tuning, and a quartz clock. This was pretty big technology back in the early 80s. The tractor is pretty easy to operate and control. It has hydraulic power steering and hydraulic wet brakes. It has a sliding gear transmission with 10 forward and 2 reverse speeds. It's certainly not a modern marvel like today's machines with the right-hand console and full power shift, but it is easy to operate. You can just use the gear selection on the floor just under the steering wheel to select your gear. You have to be in park to select the gear and then go into drive. You also have a right-hand dashboard mounted throttle where you can increase your speed, and pretty much you just use that throttle when you're going across the field to speed up in your tillage operation or pull it back when you're going into a turn. Also, the controls for the hydraulics are behind the operator's seat, so you kind of have to turn back a little bit, reach your arm there, and you have color-coded hydraulic levers so you can raise and lower your implement, fold it up, or unfold it when you go into transportation. I'll give you a view of me operating the tractor in a turn, and you'll see me reaching back and using these hydraulic controls, which are directly connected to the implement. The levers run on hydraulic lines right out of the back of the cab down the articulation point to the hitch. Let's talk about some of the tractor's features and specifications. The 4786 has a turning radius just over 18 feet. The articulation is angled at 35.5 degrees, right or left of center. It's designed with a swinging power divider. It swings to the inside on turns to reduce driveline angle and lengthen driveline life by reducing stress on the universals. This tractor is set up with row crop axles spaced at 125 inches. There are wedge wheel lock hubs that permit easy adjustment, and they also allow you to drop the duals according to your operating needs. Let's talk about the International 4786's specifications. It's rated at 350 engine horsepower and 265 drawbar horsepower. This is the largest tractor ever offered by International Harvester. There was a model 7788 slated for introduction in 1982 to replace the 4786, but it was only rated at 325 horsepower, and only 2 models were manufactured as IH decided to drop articulated four-wheel drives from its lineup after 1982. The 4786 is powered by an International Harvester DVT 800 V8 798 cubic inch engine. The transmission is a sliding gear with 10 forward and 2 reverse speeds. The fuel tank holds 194 gallons of diesel fuel. The factory weight of the tractor is 23,600 pounds. It was produced from 1979 through 1981, manufactured by International Harvester at the Steiger plant in Fargo, North Dakota. International owned 20% of the Steiger Tractor Company, and in fact, several International Harvester executives sat on the Steiger board in the 1970s. The original price tag of the 4786 was $78,720. There was not a test at the University of Nebraska to certify the tractor's specifications. I have always wanted to own a tractor since I was a little kid growing up in the town of Churchville, New York, not far from Rochester. I used to get my toy tractors out in my parents' front yard to watch the big machines working in the field across from our house, and I would use those toys and dream about what it would be like to operate one of those big tractors someday. In recent years, I've thought about buying a classic tractor because I'd like to get out in the field and drive one and turn over some dirt, but as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I am not a farmer. I don't have any land that I can raise crops on, but I do have that lifelong desire to own and operate a tractor. This year, I found this International 4786 here in Kentucky where I live, and it only had an original 4,100 hours on it. The interior of the cab is very nice for its age. All the electronics work, the air conditioning on it's strong, and it's just a solid tractor. So it seemed like just the machine to purchase. And one of the reasons I wanted a 4786, that's a pretty big tractor to have as a single owner machine. A lot of people might think, well, I'd like to get a Farmall M or an 806 or 1206 or something like that. Not a big articulated tractor. But a 4786 has always impressed me all my life. As I mentioned earlier, I used to watch those big tractors working across the street from my house. And one of the tractors in our neighborhood was a 1979 International 4786. And that tractor just had a very powerful, big sound. I knew when it was coming down the road just from the way that engine sounds when it's running, and I would run out of the house just to catch a glimpse of it. I would do it so often, my dad actually took a picture of that 4786 when it was brand new in 1979. That tractor was owned by Zastrocki Farms. They were a large vegetable and grain operation in the area, and when I got my first camera for my 10th birthday in 1986, the very first thing I did with it was go down the street and take a picture of this Zastrocki's 4786 disking up sweet corn stalks with a Krause tandem disc. Zastrocki Farms operated that 4786 from the time it was new in 1979 all the way through 2003 when they retired from farming. And I have a picture I took of it in its later years after it was refitted with a 6-cylinder Cummins engine. They tuned it up all the way to 425 horsepower, gave it a new coat of paint, and put a big turbo decal on the hood of the tractor. And it was just a cool machine to see whether it had the V8 engine in it or the 6-cylinder. Taking that first picture back in 1986 of the Zastrocki's 4786 led to a lifelong interest and hobby in photographing farm equipment, and I took a lot of pictures during the 1980s through the 1990s. And then in 2001, I started bigtractorpower.com, where I was sharing pictures and farm equipment history and my enthusiasm for all this big machinery. In 2010, I started sharing a lot of videos that I had been filming in Kentucky on YouTube and started Big Tractor Power YouTube, and it's been an honor to have so many tractor fans watching the channel and see it grow to over 100,000 enthusiasts worldwide. I appreciate everyone watching and look forward to bringing you many more videos, as well as sharing this big 4786 in future videos. In order to do more field work with this tractor, I need to find an implement to run with it. A local farmer was very nice to lend me his 26-foot Case IH 496 disc this fall to disc up some corn stalks on his farm, but I'd like to find an implement or implements of my own to run with the 4786, and I'd love to hear your ideas on what some good implements would be to have with this tractor. Leave them in the comment section below, and I'll look forward to seeing your ideas. I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field with me and my International 4786 tractor. I'm looking forward to making more videos of that tractor and, of course, many other machines that I can track down. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there are over 1,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you have any questions or thoughts, please share them in the comment section below as I try to respond to every post that is made. If you'd like to get a preview of what is coming up on Big Tractor Power YouTube next, make sure to check out Big Tractor Power Instagram, where I share pictures and short video clips of what is currently being filmed in the field. As always, thank you for watching.